Are you looking to be inspired and gain a deeper understanding of your colleagues? Do you want to grow together as a team, stay curious about each other's perspectives, and leverage each other's skills and capacities? Well, yes, of course you do. But how? Leadership Vision now offers a virtual team experience that uses the language of strength to deepen relationships and enhance team health. This virtual team building experience will surprise you and your team with a deeper understanding and applicability of strengths. At the end of the experience, everyone will have a better idea about how to look for strengths in personal and professional contexts. Hello, everyone. My name is Nathan Freeberg, and today on the Leadership Vision podcast, Brian, Linda, and myself are going to be talking about this new opportunity to engage your team. We'll share 3 elements of this training, who this training is designed for, and some of the big takeaways that your team will enjoy upon completion. To get more information about this training, you can click on the link in the show notes or visit us on the web at leadershipvisionconsulting.com. And next week's podcast will be more about the why these sorts of trainings are so important and so critical right now. All right, here is Dr. Linda Schubring, Brian Schubring, and myself talking about the new Leadership Vision virtual team building experience. Enjoy. Brian and Linda, hello. I am so excited about this new opportunity that we have, the virtual team building experience. I just did a really good intro. But in your words, explain what this is.
Thanks, Nathan. This is a virtual team experience. We want to give people that are maybe interested in strengths or interested in investing in their team an opportunity to spend 3 hours with us and get a sense of what else could they do to invest in their teams in the next year.
See, what's happened in the past is we've had several people that are new to Leadership Vision, and they've often wondered, like, what would it be like to work with them? Is there like a way that we can get introduced to their process? And we have created this type of experience for clients in the past, and then we decided, well, why not make this offer to anybody who's new to Leadership Vision? Let's just put it on our website and see what happens.
And yeah, like you said, it's a great way for people to get to know us a little bit more and know maybe our style and our voice and like some of the ways that we might really add value to their team. So it's 3 things. It's a strengths launch, it's a team engagement session around collaboration, and then an executive session. Could you describe each of those?
The Strengths Launch is a virtual 90-minute session with us where we give you a high level of strengths, our approach to the Clifton Strengths Finder, and help create a baseline of how we're going to have a conversation, how we're going to apply those strengths in the context of team.
And the team engagement session, that is coming from the curriculum that we've created of how it is that we engage teams and invest in the individual members of the team. And in this team engagement session, we're going to be talking about the topic of collaboration and how is it that you can better understand your personal preferences and patterns for collaboration and how the team then comes together and collaborates better. And then what can we do to improve the style and the function of our team collaboration?
In the executive session, then, the third part is where we sit down with the leader or a group of people that have pulled us together for this virtual session. And Brian and I will share our insights, our observations, what we're noticing. Does this person often do this or do that? Was that typical? Was that atypical? And after some observations, then we'll start to dream together about what else and what kind of work that we could do with you.
One of the things that we have consistently found in our practice is for the senior level leader to want to sit down and discuss what happened. Like they're curious, like everybody else is, and they want to know, well, why did we do this, and why was this important? And we want to give the chance for us to be able to have that kind of conversation, and then discuss what some possibilities might be from the things that we discovered and the things that we observed in the time that we've spent investing in the team.
So we found that this virtual engagement in this way works best with about a group of about 12 people, about a dozen team members. And what's really great is that everyone will send you your theme print packet along with a customized strengths dashboard so you can see like who's on this team, what are their strengths, and that we found has just fostered some really good discussion. Brian and Linda, I'm curious, in your vast level of expertise in hosting these types of things on Zoom, how does it work? Like doing virtual team building, how does that work, and what are some of the things that you've seen over the last 2 years 2.5 years that have really just kind of made these experiences really work and work well.
Nathan, I am so glad you asked that question.
Yeah, because sometimes people say how like doing a session with you is kind of like watching a morning show, but I don't know what they mean by that.
That's really funny. I wanted like a dancing bear to come out or something. If you're listening to this, go over to our YouTube page and check out what Brian and Linda just did. I'll do a screenshot. But what were you saying, Linda?
Because you never know what we're going to say. So
you never know.
Although we have the set curriculum, there's always some way that we're interacting with a group of 12. Okay, but let me just say why this is important. Like we can joke about the being a morning show.
About the experience.
But there's oftentimes a leader that says, I want something and it's intangible. I want my team to get along better. I want us to work more productively and effectively. I want to know who's at the table. We got to do something, and they need to test the waters to see if it's something that they want to make a greater investment in. And when this is our response is the virtual experience. Let's give you a taste. Let's do a trial run with 12 people. Let's get a sense if there's some good synergy and there's these ways that we can connect and offer more help.
Leaders are concerned that if they're going to invest in their team, that there is a fit between the people that are doing the facilitation and their team members. And we respect that, and we understand that that's one of the concerns. So we think if we can provide something that has a very low point of entry, it's just a couple of meetings that we could provide the opportunity for you to get to know us and for us to get to know you to see if there is that connection.
Mm-hmm. One last thing here. So there's a long URL that's in the show notes. You can go and read more. At the bottom, there's a section that says Meet Your Consultants. There's a very lovely picture of Brian and Linda there. I could read the paragraph about each of you, but I'm wondering, as we've said, that this is really for new clients or people who are new to Leadership Vision to get to know us. Who are the two of you? Like, let's pretend that everyone listening to this doesn't even know who you are. We didn't really do any sort of introduction.
Right.
So, Dr. Linda, who are you?
I am Dr. Linda Schubring. This is Mr. Brian Schubring. But the doctor for me is not a medical doctor, so please don't ask me about your ailments. I am a doctor of intercultural studies. And so about a decade ago, I studied how teams and individuals navigate change in a very complex, changing world, which I didn't even realize would be so helpful right now. A lot of my doctoral work shapes the work that we do at Leadership Vision, because some of the findings in my research was that people needed a common language, a shared experience, and to build into their narrative intelligence or narrative capacities to help promote and encourage people to change. So we have our language that we use is the Clifton Strengths, and I've used that language since I worked in higher education, going back to the year 2000. And as I've worked with teams and individuals, we've taken our consultancy around the world. But I am happy to be married and in partnership with one of the originals.
Well, thank you, Linda.
So talk about being the original.
I like the Dr. and Linda Schubring part, but my name is Brian Schubring, and like Linda referenced, I am the founder of the company, and we've been around for quite some time. I happen to have the unique distinction to have been around when Clifton Strengths was actually released in 1998, was introduced to the tool, and was in a relationship with the Gallup organization for 8 years. But what was unique about it was I realized that there's something about this process that really intrigued me. And what I was hoping to do was to create a company where people can begin to discuss what is right and unique about them. Then how can we create a team experience where people feel at home, where people feel safe, and where people feel productive. And the focus of our work is to use the tool of Clifton Strengths to provide us with a language that focuses on what is bright and unique and brilliant about you. Then how can we create a team that can foster that same thing with each other?
And Brian is an elite athlete. So that also says a lot. He's a family man, and we bring our expertise to the table.
Thank you, Linda.
Well, Brian, Linda, thank you so much. I just think this is going to be really helpful. Like you said, one of you said earlier about leaders who are you have to start somewhere. You know that you need to do something with your team. Time, it's tricky to block out a whole day or whatever it is. And so this can be a really great first step. Thank you for listening to the Leadership Vision podcast, sharing our expertise in the discovery, practice, and implementation of a strengths-based approach to people, teams, and culture. For more resources about developing your strengths, strengths of your team, or the strengths of your entire organization, click the link in the show notes or visit us on the web at leadershipvisionconsulting.com. And if you have questions about this episode, the training specifically, or any other questions about our resources or courses, or honestly, just any kind of question that you might have about growing your strengths, the strengths of your team, or creating a strengths-based culture within your organization, reach out to me directly, Nathan at leadershipvisionconsulting.com. I would love to talk with you and just learn a little bit more about what some of your needs are. Brian and Linda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan.
On behalf of our entire team, thank you for listening.